Okay, I'm making a quick video here to demonstrate a fix for when ReWire instruments or devices do not show up in your ReWire host in the plugins menu, like here in Pro Tools. If you come to instruments and you're looking for your ReWire instrument or device and it's not showing up in here, I'll demonstrate a fix. This is for Windows. I happen to be on XP. So this will apply to Vista and Windows 7, although I don't think the paths are the same in the registry. You should be able to figure it out pretty easy. You should be able to find what you're looking for in the registry and do the same thing I'm going to do here. If you're on Mac, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I am not familiar with how Mac handles, how the ReWire entries and all that stuff is handled on a Mac. So, but I know this on Windows and I'm going to demonstrate it. So sometimes what happens when you install a ReWire instrument, ReWire device, the first time, or when you install it, you're supposed to run it the very first time in standalone mode, because when you run it the first time, it's supposed to write a registry entry to register itself as a ReWire device, so that any ReWire host, such as Pro Tools or Reaper or Digital Performer or any program that can run a ReWire plugin, will be able to find it. And on Windows, it writes it in the registry. But sometimes, for some reason, something happens and that registry entry does not get made, and then you can't find it in your plugin list, and you wonder where it's at, and it tends to piss a person off. So I'm going to show you how to find it here. And you would come into and open regedit. Now the path to the registry entry that we're looking for, the key that we're looking for, is HKey local machine, and remember this is on XP. Software, propeller head software, ReWire. Okay, so this is the key we're looking for, the one that says ReWire. And remember, I'll show you, this is HKey local machine, software, propeller head software, ReWire. Now within my ReWire key here on my machine, you can see that there's Ableton Live, there's Reaper, there's Reason Adapted, there's Rebirth, and there's the Torque Engine. So those are the 5 rewireable devices that I have, and they will all show up in the list in Pro Tools. But if you're looking for one that's not in here, you can go about and you can create it manually, and I'll demonstrate how to do that. We're going to copy the one that's used for Ableton Live, and you can see what it is. It references here in the path. It references the Ableton Live Engine.dll, which is the ReWire file that you have to use to connect to it. Again, or for Reaper, it's Reaper ReWireDev.dll. For Reason Adapted, it's ReasonEngine.dll. And for Rebirth, it's Rebirth.dll. And for Torque Engine, it's TorqueEngine.dll. So those are the things you'll have to find the .dll, that is the ReWire connection, and you set up the registry entry for it. And I'll demonstrate that by, you click on the ReWire key and you just right mouse click there and say New Key, and we're going to call this Ableton Demo. You would name it for whatever program it is or whatever device it is you're trying to create the entry for to show up. So once you've created the key over here, you've got the key selected. Over here, you right mouse click and say New String Value. And we call this Device Path. Okay, it's got to be called Device Path. Okay, now we want to go to that one right there. Program file is Ableton Live 822, program Ableton Live Engine.dll. So that's where we're going to find it. And I'm just demonstrating how to create it. Yes, I already have an entry for Ableton Live, but I'm going to make another one just so you can see what it looks like. So we go into Ableton Live program, and there it is right there, Ableton Live Engine.dll. So that's what we got to create the path to. Let's copy this part, and if we double click there, we see value data for the device path string. We enter, and then we're going to add the rest. Ableton, what's it called? Ableton Live Engine.dll. Okay, there we go. Now that registry entry has been created, and if I didn't already have Ableton Live showing up in Pro Tools, it now would show up in Pro Tools. So you can do this manually for anything that doesn't show up in the registry, and hopefully that'll fix your ReWire problem. If you're having some other problem, well, I'm sorry, I don't know how to help you with that one. This is the only one I know how to solve when it comes to ReWire issues. All right, thank you, and take care.